I'm not after the recording. Yeah, it's okay. So inside the public folder, we'll be having the icons. See, these three icons will be getting by default. If you don't want, you can delete also, but I have not deleted them. See all these three icons if you can use. But yeah, index.html, it is the main file. We'll be discussing about this. Yeah, all these things also it will be getting by default. Something only will be modifying like colors, theme color, and these icons and all these things they'll be by defaultly coming. But we'll change something like this description and nothing here. Will be like not changing much here in the icon also. So the theme color only I have changed here. That's all. So let me explain you anyway. I'll be explaining the code. So coming to here, we will be having this only the HTML file that is presented in our project. So we'll only have one HTML file in our project that is index.html. So doc type HTML, all those things like language and all they are common in HTML files, right? It will be specifying the type of document. It will be specifying the language that is used and header tag. So inside the head tag, we'll be using meta tags. Coming to meta tags, meta, you know, right? Data about data is called metadata. So this metadata, it will be always inside the head. You should write the meta tag inside the head only. So it is used to specify the things like character set, page descriptions, viewport settings, all those things. See, you can see here, right? Like viewport settings, character set. It is UTF-8 here. So UTF, it is Unicode transformation. So UTF, it is Unicode transformation format. So it will be like used for converting the things. So we can convert the Unicode to ASCII and ASCII to Unicode. For that purpose, we'll use this one. And after that, we have linked this icon. It is by defaultly we'll be getting this fav icon, this logo.png, and all these things here. You can see logo PNGs, all these things. They'll be by defaultly you'll be getting all these things. So theme color I have changed because I want to keep the color of the background to this color. See this one. This is the color of the theme, right? See this background color. It's black, right? So that one. And this viewport settings. Viewport settings. It is like you will be having right width and zoom. Width device width means it sets the width of the page to follow the screen. Like you will be having different screen size, right? So to fit it to that screen size, we'll be using this width device width and zoom for the sake of zoom purpose. Zoom initially it will be zoom will be 1.0. So we have used initial scale is 1. So that is about this thing. So description is website creating using a React app. That is the description. That is what here they are saying. And after that, these icons, these logos, and all these things they have included by default only. If you don't need, you can even delete this also. But I have not deleted. After that, this title will be React app. This React app, this title is this one. We will be displaying here, right? This is the React app we have used here in the title. And after that, this no script, no, we'll be having some browsers where the script tag is enabled, not enabled, sorry, disabled. So for that browsers, if there is no script tag, no, then we'll be displaying, you know, you need to enable the JavaScript to run this app. You can see here description also. It represents nothing if scripting is enabled. So it represents that it is if it is disabled, then we'll use the this one. If it is disabled, we'll be printing you need to enable the JavaScript to run this app so that we can run it in some other browser. The main thing here is like some browsers, no, they'll be not having the script tag. For that purpose, we are using this one. You need to enable the JavaScript to run this app will be displayed if you don't have the script tag enabled in your what we have say browser. And after that, we'll be having this ID. This is the main thing here. So this ID, it will be called by using get element by ID function. In what we have to say in the SRC, we'll be having index.js. There we'll be calling this one. When we move to that index.js, I'll be again remembering you. As of now, we are calling an ID which is named root here inside the div. You can remember that one. I'll be telling you again. So is it clear about index.html? So it is a basic thing. You don't need to write anything also. All the things will be by defaultly coming. Only things if you want to change the background color like theme color and all those things only you can actually change. Otherwise it will be by defaultly getting. Is it clear about this up to here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So let us move to manifest JSON because these two are just images. There is no need to discuss about this. So this manifest.json. So this manifest.json also it is by defaultly all these things you will get, but this manifest.json describes the aspects like as app name, sorry, app name, window size, settings, all those things. See, you have images, right? For that images, so the name of the image, the type of the image, sizes, the start URL. It means where from where we have to start our app. It is the start URL and standalone display standalone because we are not using multiple pages, right? 2 3 pages if we use, no. So in that way we can use one more tag, sorry, here instead of standalone we can use minimal hyphen ui instead of this if we use multiple pages. So we can use minimal ui so that we can control the navigation, but here we are not having any navigation, so we are using just standalone because we are just using a simple one page. So after that, this is the theme color, background color anyway. So this thing, so sizes, icons. So this is about the description like React app, create React sample, icons, just all these things. So it is clear, right, about manifest.json. It will be just telling you about the aspects. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This robots.txt, it is, yeah, which means like see what things we can allow, what we can't allow. We'll be writing here. This also by default we will be getting. But this you can see here as of now we are not disallowing anything. So it is empty. And user agent is star means we are allowing every websites like request all the requests we are accepting. So that we have put a star. So disallow means we are not disabling any requests and all. So that the disallow is empty. So this is about the robots.txt. So, is it clear about the public folder? Can we move to SRC?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So let me minimize this. So we'll go to SRC. So in SRC we have app.js, app.css, index.js, and after that we have moviecard.jsx, and this search icon. We are using the search icon here. So this is the search icon I'm talking about. And all these images no, we are getting from the API. That is the main thing here. I will be discussing about that also. So after that, we'll be having this package JSON, package.json, which will have all the dependencies only. So these things are not having any code. So we have to talk about this app.css, app.js, index.js, and moviecard.jsx. So let us start with app.js so that you can understand CSS also. So here we are importing, see these use state and use effect, these are hooks. So use state, this you have 8 hooks. I think you know about the hooks. Like hooks means they are functional components. So they will have the access to state and or other React features also. Like they'll be like what is the actual need of hooks means. So with hooks you can extract the stateful logic from the component, so it can be tested independently and reuse functions, right? Similar way we can reuse it and it will be very easy to use. So for that purpose here we are using hooks here. So when React is rendering, no, like when it is retrieving something, so it helps to manage like complex forms and all. So by using these hooks, no, we can easily render rather than using normal functions and all because it provides the reusability. That's all. So use state, you'll have 8 hooks, I think. Yeah, use state, use effect, use reference, use reducer, context memo, something like that. You have 8 hooks. That 8 hooks we'll discuss in detail in next class. So, so as of now, we are using use state and use effect here. So use state, no, it keeps the track of the state. Sorry, it keeps the track of the state. So and use effect, it will be react like what should be rendered if we click on something like we are clicking on the search button, right? What should be happen when we click on the search button? For that purpose, you are using the use effect. And use state here for this purpose you are using, like we are having this search button, right? Initially, what we are having search for movies. So when we click on Spider-Man, and when we click on this search button, see, we have to, like here we are changing, you can see when we click on the search. So for this, for the changing of this one, we are using use effect. For like initially here we have search for movies as a placeholder. Now what is the thing we are having? We are having Spider-Man. For this state, like we are changing the state, right? For that we are using use state. So that is the purpose of those things. Is it clear like why we are using use state and use effect?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So after that we are importing this movie card and this icon, and after that we are importing the app.css. All these things we are importing. So this is the thing I'm going to discuss. Like I'm using an API. So that name of that is OMDB API. So let me like show you. So let me take a new tab. So you can search for OMDB, and yeah. So here you can go into this. You will be getting an API for the movie app. See, here you have this, right? Not this one. Like wait, it is still loading. Here API key, I think. So when we click on this API key, yeah, this one. So we will be like choosing free, and we'll be entering all these details. See, like you can enter your email, your names and all. So let me like enter. I have already received a mail, but let me try. Let me enter my first name, last name, and all those things. Use you can enter for educational purpose. Education. So let me click on this submit. See, you have already assigned. So if you give no, you will be getting an ID like this. So let me show you. See, this ID is there, no, B6003D88. That ID you will be getting through to your mail, and that one you can use. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like you can use the same link, and this one, no, you'll be getting for your mail. That one you can use. Otherwise, you can even use this one. But if you want, you can. If you want to download API, no, that in that way you can download, so that you will get all the images, all the things that are presented in the API to your application. Do you like? Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you'll be getting an ID to your mail. So let me check. Like if I have another mail, let me show that to you. So this is, so otherwise you can try. If you are not getting, no, you can mail me so that you can even use my code itself. That's not a problem. But if you want to try, no, I'm telling about that. Like I think it is 18. 014. Now let me submit and let us try. Yeah, see, you have got that. So here it is the mail, right? You'll be getting that through mail. See this one. See this one is there, no? This key, this one, you can use this one. So we have to click on this to activate it first. And after clicking, no, you can use that link which is presented first. See, your key is activated now, you can see, right? So after this, you can copy this one and you can paste it there and you can use it. So is it clear? It is clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So let me show it. Let me try it if it is working. So let me copy this and paste it instead of that, and let me run this again. Or let me copy this. It's having something which is not readable. So copy the link and let me paste it here instead of that. So previously it was this one. So now let us place, like let us remove this and let us paste thing we have got. What we have got? It is 6005553E8. 60055 60055 3E8 3E8. Let me save this and let me run this again. See, it will be directly compiling. Let me save. Okay, meanwhile we'll be discussing about this. See, so use state, no, it will be having two terms. See, in the const, here we are using use state. In the const, we are having this search term and set search term. This search term, no, it will be directly firstly initialized with this thing which is presented in this use state inside the parenthesis. As of now, we are not initializing this search term also with anything. It is by default empty. And movies also, it is an array here you can see. So initially we are initializing it with nothing, and after that, when we want to change that, no, we'll be using these things, set search term or set movies, so that we can like change the thing. So when we complete, no, you can understand. Like in the next class, we'll be discussing in detail about this use state and use effect, so that it will be very clear to you. So as of now, let us continue. So because it is somewhat difficult only. So set, let me explain once again. So in it will be having two parameters. First one, it will be initialized with the thing which is written inside this use state. But in our case, we are writing nothing. So that in this search term, it is not initialized with anything. It is initially empty. Similarly, movies also. This movies, it is initially an empty array. So when we want to modify these things, this search term is empty, right? When we modify this thing, we'll be using this parameter, set search term, to modify. So let us, you'll be seeing that in the below code. So let us continue. So this use effect, no? This use effect we are using to search movies. So this Spider-Man, initially it is Spider-Man. So that we have written this one here. Say, search movies as Spider-Man. So let me show you. I think it was successfully compiled. So this is the thing, right? So when we remove this also, so let me see, let me refresh this. See, we have got the Spider-Man only, right? Initially, we have got the Spider-Man. When we keep the Batman here initially, we'll be getting the Batman movies initially. Let me save this. It is you are understanding, right? So why I have kept the Spider-Man? See, when we go to here and see, you can see Batman movies you have got initially rather than getting the Spider-Man movies. Have you understood why we have used the use effect there?
Yes.
Okay. So after that we are using this search movies, and this asynchronous we are using because this asynchronous we are using, it is like not dependent on each other. One operation it is not dependent on others, so that we are using asynchronous. It is not required also, but I have just used asynchronous. So of title, so this title it is already presented in the, what we have to say, uh, API. So this title it is already presented in the API. It will search the title in the API, and the title will be displayed. So that title, whatever we are giving here, that will be like searched, fetched from this API URL, which is containing this key, and with that key, we'll be getting the response. See, that response will be storing in the data. It is clear, right? We are searching the title in the API and storing it in the data. It is clear up to here. Initially, initially we'll be getting the Batman movies, and after that, whatever we search in the title, that one it will be fetched with the help of this fetch function. Await means it is wait until we get the thing. We will be getting the thing from here, right? Until that we will wait. So that we have used this one. So after that, we'll be fetching that and storing in the response. After that, in the data, we'll be storing the response.json. Like JSON means it is having all the packages, dependencies, all these things, right? So in the data, we'll be storing the response that we have got. It is clear up to now. And after that, we'll be searching. Yeah, you can say it is clear.
Yes, ma'am, it was clear.
Yeah. So we have used movies, right? So this movies, it was initially an empty array. So we are using this set movies. I have told you, right? If we want to modify anything in the use state, we'll be using the thing that is second parameter. See, this set movies we are calling and data dot search. This data is there. No, we are searching in the data. So these set movies, the data that we are getting from the API, from that we are searching it. That is the thing we are doing here. So I think it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. After that, we'll be returning the this class name means in JavaScript, like will in CSS will be using class type for styling in the CSS. So for that here it is not CSS, it is JSX, JavaScript XML, all these things. So here class is reserved keyword. So we'll be using class name here. So class name app, class name search, for all these things we'll be writing the CSS in app.css. I'll be showing that to you. So this movie land and all these things are they are written for the sake of display purpose. See here you can see, right, this movie land, all those things we have style using the CSS. See, all these things are same. Like target value, this on change means it will be like if we get any change, no, that will be noted in that. It is a type of event handler. It will be like used for detecting the change. See, when we are initially we have search for movies, right? When we like detect, like when we search for something, let me show you. You will see. You are having search for movies initially. For that purpose, we are using a placeholder. And after that, when we click, it is what we have to. It is Batman, right? Let us search for Spider-Man. So let us search. See, you have got the Spider-Man movies, and here you are getting the Spider-Man. instead of initially it was search for movies, right? Instead of search for movies, you are getting Spider-Man. For third purpose, we are using this one, set search item dot target dot value. Like instead of this one, when we have a change, then it will be displayed. See, you can see this set search term here in the use state. Set search term, you can see. So that is the purpose. Like when we are modifying, we'll be using the second parameter. Initially, we will be initializing the first parameter. So it is clear, right?
Ma'am, what is that E, ma'am? On change.
E, like we are creating an object, like we have to write something, right? E dot target dot value. See, here you can see E, it is a parameter. When we hover itself, it is a parameter. Like when we, like if we don't write, not only E, you can write anything, but like we want to store something, like we want to, when we change the value, that we have written a Spider-Man, right? That should be stored. For that purpose, they are using. See, you can see there it's a parameter. So that is like event change event. For the sake of change event, it will be using that parameter.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
It was clear.
And after that, like this one, like button on click, when we click on that search movies, like we are clicking on the search icon, right? So when we click on that, then what should happen? Search term, it should happen. See, this is the search term, like it should be displayed there itself. That is the thing. And after that, if the movie is done, this one is up to here it is use state, and this one it is use effect. See, if the movie's length is greater than 0, that means more than one events are there, right? So for that purpose, we are using the class name container. These class names and all we'll be using in the CSS. You can see there. See, movies dot map of movie. We will be mapping the movie that we are searching in the, and from the movie card. This movie is the movie that is presented in the API. We are matching that movie with the API movie and displaying it. That is what is happening here. You can see the greater than 0 length. That means you are having more than one movies. Then we are mapping that movie that we have searched into with the movie that is presented in the API and displaying all those things. So that is the thing it is happening here. And after that, we are using, if we have entered something which is not presented, then we'll be getting no movies found. You can see. See, let me enter something like random and let me search. You'll be getting no movies found. See, you have got no movies found. So for that purpose, we have written the code here. Is it okay about the app.css? Sorry, app.js?
Yes, ma'am. It was okay.
So CSS. So let us see app.css. So in app.css, we have used the class name, right? Whatever, wherever you have used the class name, we'll be using that here. The class name app we have used. For that purpose, we have used dot app here. For the entire body, we are using this CSS. All these CSS things, it is very easy to understand. Even you can understand it. So for the margin, border sizing, and all these things. So CSS, you know, right? So do you want me to explain the entire things like CSS, or this H1 like font size, letter spacing, background, colors and all? That's all. For the sake of styling, it's styling only we have used these things. Is it okay, or do you want me to explain? It is a very large code, so that is why I'm asking. Like, do you want me to explain, or it is simple, right? See, this search input, all these things in app.js we'll be having in the class name. See, class name, let me show one thing so that you can understand. See, you have class name container, right? Let me show that here. You'll be having dot container and you will be writing the CSS there. Dot, see, dot container, margin top is equal to 2 rem means like centimeters, it is also a unit. So it is the thing. See, H1, for all the H1 types, the font size is 2 rem. For the app, it is like padding, all these things. It is clear, right, with this one, like CSS app.css. Is it clear, or do you want me to explain? See, here also we have used the container thing for the CSS.
Ma'am, it's clear.
Yeah, yeah, because it is having a large code and all these things are basics, right? It's like justify content to center, like we are making the center, content to center, move to left, font size, colors, and all these things. If you see only, you can understand. So anyway, you're getting the source code, right? Like if you request me through mail, you'll be getting the source code so that you can see this and you can understand. And index.js, it is very simple. We'll be importing the things, and after that I have told you it's a public folder. If you remember, in the index.html we'll be having id root. That one will be calling in index.js by using get element by id function. So this get element by id function, so it will be used for the sake of retrieving, like it is a javascript function. It lets you grab the html element. Like now here it is not html, it is jsx element. It is also HTML, like index.html, right? So actually it is a HTML only, sorry, not JSX. So it will be grabbing the HTML element by ID and it will be performing the action on it. See, this app means, so when we call this index.html, we'll be rendering the thing that is written in the app.js and app.css. App means it will be getting both the folders. You can see here, like this one. You can see the path, right? We have imported. See in the MernStack task2, this MyApp src.app. App means these two things, app.js and app.css. These things will be happened. Render means that one will be happening. Import app we have used, right? That app we are talking about. Is it okay? So can I continue? No. So is it clear? Like what is index.js?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so the pending thing here is moviecard.jsx. It is a JavaScript XML. It is not HTML. It will be similar to HTML, but you'll be having, you can see here, right? This type, when we open and close the flat bracket, that means that this type it is presented in the API. That type we are calling. I think you're understanding, right? So this type, no, we are calling the type from API. The type that is present in the API that will be displayed. That is the thing that is happening here. This year also, from the API we are displaying the year. This ID, all these things we are displaying directly. That is the use of JSX rather than using the HTML. It will be very simple. It will be containing the JavaScript also inside that, so that it will be very easy in developing web pages. See this title, this year. When we use HTML, simply by writing this year, we'll not get the year from the database, or we'll not get the data from the tables and all. But here, when we use this opening and closing not parentheses, flat brackets, and write the year in it, we'll get the year that is presented in the database, not database. It is API here. See, we are writing these things for the sake of, let me like write Spider-Man and click on search. See, we have got the year right. For this year purpose we are using. So this year we are not writing any code to display 2007 here and all. This 2007 it is presented in the API, that is directly displayed. Similarly, this movie, this type means movie here. Some are there which are series, so that movies or series, that one we are displaying here. And after that, the name of the movie, the year of the movie, the all those things, the type of the movie, and all these things. For that purpose, we are using type, title, year. Poster means the background image that we are getting. So all these things we are getting from the API. So is it clear? So this one we are export default movie card. Here we are writing because we want to like import it in some other folders, right? We have imported here also, if you see. Sorry, yeah, we have imported it here also, like movie card. For that purpose we are writing export there, so that we can export the thing, export this folder, this file. That is what we are saying. so that we can import in somewhere else. Is it clear about the movie card.jsx? So is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So this one, it is an image, like we are writing this image, width, height, all these things. It is just a search image. See, search icon we are having, right? Not here, here. This search icon. This icon, it is search.svg. So after that, this git ignore package JSON, package docs.json, all these things, no? They are right. They'll be having all the dependencies, all the versions, and all these things. That's all. It is not having some code or anything. It will be by default. We will be getting all these things. You no need to write anything inside this. And after I have told you right in the starting itself, this readme, no, it will be having all the things like when we have a website, we'll be giving the overall view of that website, right? For that purpose, we are getting started with React App, how to start, how to run our application, how to test if we have any errors, how to change the port numbers and all those things. For that purpose, we'll be using this thing, like just for the sake of reference. That's all. So, is it clear about this app? See these things because we are having some problem in the API, we are not getting that. So there is no nothing change in our code. See because these things, the background cards, it is not presented, so that we are not getting. That's all. The containers and all we are getting. This clear, right? This will be getting Batman. I think you have got the idea about what actually is like React app. Can someone respond? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the like task that we have done today. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Or so it is very simple. We have used two things like use state and use effect, and we have used an API here instead of using a database like MongoDB. We have used an API. So we'll be discussing the thing with MongoDB also, but as of now, because it is starting stage, so we have used API. I have even shown you how to like download the key and how to use it. I have even changed you right. I have changed and shown to you. You can request and you can activate it and you can use it. That's all. So that you'll be getting the images, ears, and all those things directly from the API. So we have used two effects here, use state and use effect. So for use by using the use state, we have like we need to keep the content of this Batman. Initially, it was a search for movies. When we click on this Batman, it should be Batman until we are displaying the Batman. So that means that we are changing the state here. After that, when we use Spider-Man, it should be Spider-Man that should be presented here. For that purpose, we are using the use state. Similarly, the use effect means when we are changing this one, no, this array, it is kept in the array, and we are specifying the movie. This movie, it will be compared with this one here in the API, which by using an on change, so it will detect the change and it will compare this movie with the movie that is presented in the API. If it is matching, then it will be displaying. And all these things like movie, the name of the movie, and the year, the card that is presented, all those things that we will be getting from the API itself. And when we like all these things like css, the sizes and all those things will be styling in the app.css. So that is the thing we are using here. So that is the entire app I'm talking about. So is it clear about the complete thing?
Yes, ma'am, it was clear.
Yeah. So this is for today. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me, or otherwise we'll leave for today. So regarding the source code and all, you can mail me so that I'll be sending you the source code. Or otherwise, if you are not interested to like use the source code, if you are interested in building your own source code and all, you don't need any reference. So you can do the thing of your choice. That's your wish. If you